bacteria, new cell growth and seal. It's great. Thank God we have inflammation. But we have bad inflammation. Oh. Age-related wear and tear, physical injuries, infection, environmental stress, dietary imbalances, deficiencies. That could get your whole body inflamed, okay? And you don't even know it because systemic, chronic inflammation, okay, unnoticeable, that speeds wear and tear of your organs. You don't even know you're chewing yourself up. Result, accelerated aging, increased predisposition to major diseases, arthritis, rhinitis, gastritis, asthma, heart disease, and many types of cancer. So again, it's not like, having a big inflamed response is good or bad. It's the balance and harmony, okay? You cannot do without this, and you shouldn't get too much of that. And again, those of you who heard my lecture last year, inflammation, if it's systemic, weight gain, depression, poor sleep, is linked to heart disease and cancer, harm your digestive system, harm your lungs, your joints, arthritis, your bones, so it's terrible, okay? So stress is closely linked to inflammation. So if you practice TaiChi and yoga, things like that to decrease the stress, that's one of the ways to suppress the systemic inflammation, because we know that chronic stress could lead to these steps that ultimately will get you into the state of increased risk for cardiovascular diseases, autoimmune disorder, asthma, and other horrible diseases. Oxidants and antioxidants. Okay, we are told to, eat more blueberries, strawberries, okay, raspberries, take more antioxidant pills. It's not that simple. You see, antioxidants will neutralize oxidants, but where do oxidants come from in the first place? It's a natural product of your metabolism. Your body normally produces oxygen-free radicals. These are your oxidants. And they are important for your immune system, for cell signaling and so forth. You have to have these. Your body is usually pretty smart, okay? If it's producing too much of these, okay, your body can also naturally detoxify and repair the damages, so things would be in balance. Unfortunately, we live in a world that has other factors that will affect your body system to balance and harmonize, creating imbalance, so-called oxidative stress. Like what? You live in an area like Beijing, or maybe even Pasadena, okay, polluted air, rancid food, oxidizing radiation from the sun. These things will increase oxygen-free radicals in the body to the point that your body can no longer neutralize them. Then you better take dietary intake of antioxidants, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and help your body balance this stuff. Otherwise, an imbalance of oxidative stress will lead to damage to proteins, lipids, DNA, leading to chronic degenerative diseases, inflammation, cardiovascular disease, arthritis, cataract, aging, cell death. Okay, so it's something that we should minimize exposing ourselves to this, and if necessary, supplement our diet with this, so we don't get to this, so that we get into a state where your body can naturally balance and harmonize these things. Okay, the last thing before the break is probiotics and antibiotics. Well, thank God we have antibiotics, but I've been told many times that doctors seem to be overprescribing antibiotics. What's the problem here? You can rather simply classify bacteria as those that are pathogenic, that are harmful to our body, or health promoting. Okay, so there are good bacteria and bad bacteria. Top of the list here are staph, staph infection. Clostridia causes food poisoning. These will cause diarrhea, infectious systemic effects. Some of these even produce potential carcinogens, produce toxic materials. Okay, so these are not bacteria you want in your body. Luckily, our body also has these health-promoting bacteria. Top of the list is lactobacilli. Just by competition, if you have a good growth of lactobacilli, they will outgrow these bad ones, so they don't get a chance to multiply too quickly. So if you have enough of this in your body, okay, good, you inhibit the growth of harmful bacteria. They can stimulate immune functions, anti-tumor, reduce cholesterol, reduce gas, digestive absorption, synthesis of vitamins even. So if you have a good balanced growth of these guys against these guys, then you're nice and healthy. In some of my previous lectures, I described to you clinical trials where people who have a diet supplemented with probiotics in the form of yoga, they have low incidence of diarrhea, they have a higher immune system that's measurably better than before they started taking this stuff. But if you are on antibiotics too long or too much or unnecessarily, then you start to kill off these bacteria, and these bacteria will start growing in the body, and then you lose the balance in your harmony. So, those are just some examples of like the whole business of TaiChi philosophy or principle, in terms of good balance of yin and yang and harmonizing yin and yang for optimal health. In many respects, illustrated by these examples, and even in the arts, we appreciate these paintings, these calligraphy, the music and the dancing, because they don't just go like rock music, okay? No, it's like the examples that I showed you. Now, let me end with this slide. Even healthcare can be classified as yin and yang. And so, let's say traditional Chinese medicine is yin, Western medicine is yang, okay? So, Western medicine is very powerful. Cure the disease. What's wrong? Find out, cut it out, poison it, burn it out, okay? Treat the symptoms very effectively. That's for acute problems. If you're having a heart attack, you just got hit by a car, you want to go to the emergency room. You don't want to go call up your acupuncturist. This is yin, okay? Strike the right balance. That's for chronic problems, like treating pain. So, I'm from the Susan Samueli Institute of Integrative Health and Medicine. Integrative medicine at our clinic, we have MDs, we have acupuncturists, we have massage therapists, and we have doctors of naturopathy. We have the whole blend, Okay, so when you come in, most people have more than one problems, by the time you're over 40, okay? So you get treated by both sides. That's balance and harmony. If you go see a surgeon, you're going to get surgery, right? So if you go here, you get acupuncture, you're going to get acupuncture. But if you go to a place where you have a good balance and harmony of these, such as the Susan Samueli Integrated Medicine Clinic at UCI, then you get both sides. And I hope to invite the director of that institute to come to be the last speaker in this series. Okay, so I'm gonna pause now for a break. Okay, but first let me see if there are any questions. Okay, then we're gonna break for 10 minutes. Come back, and I'm going to teach you some exercises that will illustrate these principles I talked about. So, any questions on the lecture? Yes?
I'm curious about prebiotics, the cultured, prebiotics.
Prebiotics.
Yeah.
I, haven't studied that too much, but I would say that that's along the side of probiotics. That there's certainly ample studies showing probiotics are good. So prebiotic that will lead to that end result, I presume, will work. Anybody else? Yes.
If a person has been diagnosed with arthritis.
Arthritis.
Now that would be a condition that might be cured with, like you say, the blueberries and raspberries, and is that what a person should start considering, for the yin and yang to stabilize?
Okay, so I assume you're talking about osteoarthritis, not rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
Rheumatoid arthritis is another problem, immune system chewing you up. So there, it's an inflammatory disease. So if you, like I said, eat a diet that's anti-inflammatory rather than pro-inflammatory. Pro-inflammatory means eating at McDonald's, eating fries, eating burgers, fat, and cooking with vegetable oil, cooking with margarine, those things. Stay away from that. That would help. It's a little bit unclear whether or not a diet that's rich in the building blocks for the soft tissue that's being chewed up, like supplements called glucosamine, chondroitin, they don't seem to help that much if you take them in by pills, but if you eat a diet that's rich in these things, that logically would help. And also, in the previous talk, I talked about how inactivity could worsen these conditions. So it's one of these things, again, balances and harmony. If your knee is hurting, you then don't move that knee, it gets worse and worse and worse. As a matter of fact, the research at Harvard on animals, they actually tied a brace on a pig or a bunch of pigs so that they can't move that leg. After a few weeks, it gets inflamed. And then they showed that stretching exercises and movement will become anti-inflammatory for the pigs and as well as for the people. So just the right amount of exercise, but not over-exercising them. So if somebody has pretty serious arthritic condition, then you wouldn't be suggested that you should go do jog 5 miles a day. Obviously not. But not even regular TaiChi. Dr. Paul Lam is a rheumatologist and a TaiChi master, and he developed TaiChi for arthritis. So it's a set of exercises that, is prescribed for people with a pretty serious condition, and they couldn't do the whole routine that most healthy people can do. So. Any other questions? Yes?
So on the flip side of that, can anything be done about rheumatoid arthritis?
when you said the inflammatory, is there anything you can do for that?
That's more serious.
Right.
We need the advice of a rheumatologist there. Yeah. Anybody else? If not, let's break for 10 minutes and come back. Okay?
Second.